Perfect. Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you watched the last vlog where I got my feedback from my mentor, that was very exciting, and I was like, okay, this weekend we're gonna buckle down and like really get into the heavy stuff here. So you might be wondering, Meredith, where are you going when you're supposed to be working super hardcore this weekend? Well, listen, I had a writer friend be like, hey, come to our house for breakfast, and I was like, well, obviously, yes, I'm gonna go to that. So
in 600 feet, turn right.
Thank you. How many times have I been to their house and I still
turn right on lane?
Thanks. I still need directions to get there. Don't talk to me about that, okay? So yeah, this weekend is supposed to be buckle down and like really figure out what the plan is so that I can start revising, and that is still the goal. We'll see how.
At the light, turn right on. Then use the right lane to.
I'm just gonna wait till I get on the highway and this lady shuts up. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're on the highway now. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It worked last time I did this, so we'll see how the audio is. Anyway, the plan for the weekend is still to get a handle on all of the feedback I received from my mentor earlier this week. I have been looking at it throughout the week, like you saw in that last vlog from Tuesday. I'll link that below in case you missed it. But I still need to sort of organize the larger pieces of the feedback and sort of decide what am I doing, like which of this feedback am I using and going to implement, and which of the feedback am I going to mindfully set aside. I don't feel like there's a lot that I'm going to set aside, honestly. Like, I really like a lot of her ideas for how to streamline the ending of the book. But again, you know, I got to go in and make my own evaluation of it. So our little breakfast this morning is with my other writer friends in the area, and it is supposed to be a, like, let's eat and chat and then do some work. So hopefully I'll get some work done and then we'll go home. I'm gonna try not to stay like a super long time because I do need to get work done. But I can have some fun too. Let's pay attention to this road with all these crazy Texas drivers and arrive in one piece. Hello, I am back home. It is 1:20. I had a good time chatting with everyone, having some breakfast, enjoying everybody. I did get a little bit of work done, not a ton. I'm really struggling with, like, I don't know, locking in and like getting stuff done. I'm just like staring at the words. So it is a little chilly outside. I've got some coffee. I grabbed a cozy blankie. I put on cozy pants / pajamas because that's what looked cozy. And I'm gonna get this stuff pulled up over here and get to work. I did do some work on my laptop, but I'm just gonna like hand copy it over because I didn't change enough to make it worth like putting those versions on a flash drive and then putting them on this computer and like doing all the transfer stuff. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna retype it. So let me get all my stuff pulled up, get myself organized, and hopefully lock in and get some work done over the next couple hours. All right, I have been like dialed in. It's almost 4 o'clock, so I need to get up and do doggy things and other chores around the house. But I started the day with 60 comments to look through. I am now down to 43, so I'm feeling good. There's still a few left that are like slightly small, you know, just add a thing here, delete a thing there kind of comments. So I'm gonna get to those tomorrow. And then I think the ones that are left are pretty much all question mark. Ones that involve a little more work in terms of like reorganizing stuff. So we'll mess with all of that tomorrow, but a successful day. I'm feeling good. So I'll be back tomorrow and we'll get some more work done. All right, so happy Sunday. It is about 11 o'clock. I've been awake since really like 2. I went grocery shopping this morning like you saw. I wasn't grocery shopping at 2 in the morning. But anyway, I've been having like ear pain for a week. It feels almost like there's a bruise in my ear. I don't know what that is. But anyway, it's fine like just sitting around and doing things. But if I push on it, it hurts. So obviously I've just not pushed on it and ignored it and assumed it was going to get better because it hasn't gotten worse. So anyway, I woke up at 2. And something felt weird. I was laying on my side like this and something felt weird. So I got up and went to the bathroom and I very gently used a Q-tip to just sort of like see what was going on. And it was bleeding. What? So anyway, then I'm like Googling, what does that mean at 2 in the morning in the bathroom? Dr. Google, of course, is like, it's definitely ear cancer. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not it, but what else could it be? Then it was like, it could be a ruptured eardrum. And I was like, I feel like I would be in more pain if that was what was happening. So anyway, I don't know what it is. Like, did I scratch myself somehow? I don't know. And I've been like, I don't know. It's like fine, like sitting here right now, totally fine. I don't have any like hearing loss or anything like weird like that. Part of me is like, should you go to like a minute clinic? I really just want someone who has the little thing that can look in your ear, you know, because design flaw of the human body, you can't look inside your own ear. I don't know what is causing that, but anyway, I really don't want to go anywhere. It's gross. It's just like rainy and I'm tired. I also have a Patreon live stream in 2 hours, so I really can't go. I mean, I could cancel it, but it's not, I don't know, going to the doctor for this. I'll just like, you know, ignore it. And I'm pretty sure it'll go away on its own. So I need to get to work. I want to pull up these notes again and look back at any other smaller comments that need to be fiddled with. There's one, oh, I got to rename a character. Okay, this is funny. So I have a character in the book who's like a minor, like side character, who I named Grace. Then later on in the revision process, I ended up making another pair of characters, a Duke and Duchess. And of course, if you're addressing a Duke or a Duchess, you call them His Grace, Her Grace, etc. So there's a couple scenes where I have Grace the character and Her Grace the Duchess in the same scene together. And so it's not confusing, like, because you have Her Grace, which is clearly like the Duchess, and then just Grace is like the side character or whatever. Like, it's not that it's confusing, it's just sort of awkward how it reads, which I did notice that as I was working through this last revision. I was like, I don't know if this works. And that was one of the things that Alexandra commented on. She was like, it's not that you can't do it, it just kind of feels a little weird. So I need to rename Grace, which I'm a little sad about because I really like that name for her character. I think it fits her character really well, but I can find another name that exudes gracefulness and sunshiny happiness, I guess. So I want to look for that and do a big old search and replace, and then look through. I feel like there's maybe a few more comments that are relatively minor in terms of, you know, adding stuff or fiddling with a little paragraph or two. And then I think I'll just be left with the bigger reaching comments, and I need to sort of figure out how I'm organizing it. So we'll get to that hopefully a little later. I'm obviously very tired, so we'll see how far I can make it today. But let's go ahead and pick a new name for Grace. R.I.P. Grace. But yeah, let's get her a new name. So one of the pieces of like research notes kind of stuff I have in my Scrivener document is a really long list of names and some links to some websites where it's like, here were common names of the time. So I've got men and women's names, and then I've also got surnames in here, which has been helpful. So let me go ahead and look and see what kind of name we should give this lady. Okay, this is super difficult. So there's names that I like a lot, but I've already used them as like side character names in other books, or they've already been used in like popular culture kinds of things. And I'm like, I don't want an association with something else, you know? Like, I feel like I can't use a name like Francesca because that's one of the daughters in the Bridgerton series, and her season is going to be next. No, her season isn't next. Whatever. Like, everybody knows Francesca from the Bridgerton series, so I'm like, I can't pick that. There's so many like associations with these names already, you know? Even if it's like personal associations where it's like, I knew someone with that name one time and I didn't like them. Or things like Jemima was a super popular name apparently, but I'm just like, that's the maple syrup lady. I can't name her after the maple syrup lady. Oh my gosh. This is like not that big a deal, but it's also the biggest deal of the entire book. You know what I mean? Lydia, that just reminds me of Pride and Prejudice. I like Harriet, but that's the name I used in the book I'm currently querying. Maybe Catherine. I feel like that's so like everybody has that name. You know what I mean? I like Catherine a lot. And Kathy is kind of cute for like a nickname. Maybe Sophia. But that's like the number, isn't that like the number one name in the country for like 1,000 years now? Sophia has Sophie, which I think is cute. Okay, we're gonna go with Sophia. I can change it if I think of something better at some later time. Okay? All right, let's open this document and see what else I'm actually supposed to be working on. We're down to 41 comments. All right, I'm gonna look through these one more time just to see, is there any little, not throwaway comment, but just like small, easy to fix or relatively easy to fix kind of thing. So let me do that real quick. So I scarfed down some lunch. I have a visitor in here. I don't know why Nahan decided he wanted to be in here. He never wants to be in here. He likes sleeping out on the sofa in the living room. So anyway, he was just like hanging out in the hallway, and I was like, do you want to come in here? And he like came in and laid down. So anyway, he's in here. This live stream is about to get started in 2.5 minutes. So hopefully I'll be awake for that. I'm so tired though. We'll see how we do. I'm still working my way through these little smaller kinds of comments. I'm getting to some where she's suggesting like, hey, clarify this or add a little bit here, but she also has other comments where she's like, you might want to just delete this portion. And if I delete it, obviously I don't need to spend time like fiddling with the wording or something, because I'm just gonna delete it. So yeah, but I think I'm almost I keep saying this, I think I'm almost done with the little comments. We'll see. I'm just having a hard time focusing because, 2 a.m. wake up calls will do that to you. Let me get myself all situated for this live stream and hopefully finish up these little comments. Finally. Look at him over there. What is he doing? He just being a cozy boy. All right, so that was a good live stream. It was a little shorter than we usually do. It was only about an hour. So it's, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. I need to get Jade's medicine going. But anyway, it was good. It forced me to concentrate because I need to like take a nap or something. But I did get through all the rest of the comments that were like little kind of fiddly
fix this paragraph kind of things. And then I basically, I'm starting to combine where notes are located. So I had gotten the Word document down to like 33 comments, something like that. And then I basically just cut and pasted them into Scrivener. Because as far as I'm aware, there's no way to import Word comments into a Scrivener document. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. But anyway, I just cut and paste them like where they go within the document. So they're in there. I still have all of the emailed stuff. So I want to add these notes into the Scrivener document. And then hopefully the Scrivener document will have all the notes from all the places. And these are like big reaching kinds of things where she's like, I don't think you need this portion of this scene, or try to combine these two scenes, or think about switching this to the other character's POV, like all that like bigger kinds of stuff. I'm feeling more overwhelmed just in terms of like, how do I organize all this? But I'm not feeling overwhelmed in terms of, oh my gosh, this is like too much to do or something. I don't know. Once I have it organized, I feel like it'll be a lot easier to get a handle on, okay, how long am I going to take to do this stuff, and sort of plan out the next month essentially. And I don't know if I mentioned, so here's what's happening with the rest of the mentorship program. So from now until January 10th, I have all of that time, a month essentially, to work on this next round of revisions. After that, on the 10th, I need to send her my synopsis. So I do need to rework that because I've changed a bunch of stuff since I first wrote that back in September. So we'll change that. We'll work on that later. I'm going to work on that like at the end. But on the 10th, I can send her back a partial of the manuscript for like a final read through from her, any final notes, that kind of thing. I'm not entirely sure. I need to maybe ask her like how much is a partial. I mean, I'm kind of assuming I'll send her the end since that's going to be the major chunk of revision that I'm doing here. But I don't want to send her like 12 chapters if she's anticipating me sending her like 3 chapters, So anyway, and I'll fiddle with that later. But yeah, I've got until January 10th to do all this. After I send a partial and the synopsis back to her, she has a week to review it and send me back any little extra tidbit notes from there. And then I should have, I think after that, like 3 weeks to sort of do any last little tweaking. And then the mentorship program is over in mid-February, and there's like an agent showcase and like all this kind of stuff. So anyway, that's all still to come, but it's getting close. I feel like we're going to get to mid-February before we know it. I'm excited. I'm excited about these revisions. I think it's going to be better. There are some scenes she's suggesting cutting where I'm like, well, but I really love it. So I'm trying to decide, do I need it? There's certain pieces where I'm like, yeah, okay, I could cut that tier. And there's certain ones where I'm like, I don't know. It's not just I like the scene because it's cute or something, but I think it's doing work. It's not just like a cutesy scene. I don't know. We'll get into all of that probably next time. I think I'm going to actually cut this off for today though. I'm sorry. This is a little bit shorter maybe. Who knows? I always think sometimes, I think sometimes like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so short. And then it's like a 40-minute vlog. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Did it really need to be that long? Could you have cut something, Meredith? I don't know. But anyway, I am going to cut this off because I'm just like unable to focus because I've been up for a long time. I'll be back next week where we'll be doing some kind of more revision work. Who knows where it'll be a week from now. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I usually post videos on Fridays. This month, I don't know what we're doing. We're posting a lot of Tuesday videos also, but usually they're Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.